So, if anybody was with me just now, you'd know that my game crashed. I was showing off the city that I built, and the game just crashed. Can't handle it. Or my PlayStation can't handle it, at least. So, yeah, game struggles to keep it loaded. After a crash, you come back and the two bases from the the other two bases disappear, so you have to do the whole warp away and come back again. Big process. So it's fun to visit every once in a while, but if you load the whole thing, it's gonna struggle and kind of a bummer. So this is the lake village. Got a little farm over here. The village. The village I built with supersized floor pieces, and then stacked them sideways. I built this one with my Beefy 5layer guy. Beefy 5layer guy account. Barn area. Before I started building the city, I wanted to finish the all the settlement side quests and stuff, so that it was finished before I started building at the settlement. So I came over here and built this little village off to the side, away from the city, so that I could have something to work on while I was doing the settlement side quests. It's a fun little build. All the little houses are all got little decorations inside. Not too many, but enough to kind of give you the feel of it. Their little homes. Took a while to come in and put all these decorations inside of all these houses. Didn't want to like go overboard with them. Just kind of basic stuff inside of them. That way I could save more parts for my palace. Just got a little chair here to sit. Drop people below. Nice little kitchen here. Hey, Lightning. Sorry, man. Totally crashed. Game totally crashed while I was at the city. uh, I'm at the lake village off to the side of the city right now. Loads a little bit smoother with because we're a little bit farther away from the city, so less chance of the game crashing over here. Put this little roadway around this lake here. Little palace and a village. Nice. What? Are we missing? And all we're missing is chocolate factory. Yeah, yeah, maybe. It's another one of Teabag's racetracks. That you so graciously gifted me. Put it down right next to the city for me. Yeah, he sure did. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing a completely different game than everybody else. Yeah, this is right next to the city. After I crashed, I came back. The other two bases are missing because after we reload them, the road continues over here, and there's a Benihana's right here and a pool. There's also a volleyball court right here in the sand. After the game crashes, the load back in those other two bases. You gotta warp away and come back again to get them to load in. So they're not here at the moment. There's a Taco Bell in the city that's also on one of the other computers. But I don't want to make you guys sit through warping 2 times coming back. I had it preloaded earlier. So yeah, here I'm gonna put these glyphs up again. You see, warp away and back 2 times to load everything. They put the glyphs back up so everybody can see it. Just gets a chance. It's an Ice and Tam Galaxy. Make sure you take a little screenshot of that. Check this out. This is the city, even without those other 2 base computers. A lot of the infrastructure is still here, just on the one base computer. The other base computer shows up right here at this little spot right there, and then the other base computer is like right here in the little field right here. So you'll know where to look if you're unsure if they're all there for you or not. The main one right here in the center, and there's one off to the side over here, and one over here. They're not here right now for me, but you warp away, come back 2 times, they'll both show up. then the rest of the city will load. You got tea bags when you come in. The main city will show up here. There's like this floating little triangle parking spot right here that will also show up. This Lake Village will show up, and Teabag's Racetrack will show up. But a lot of the decorations and stuff for the city, you'll have to warp away and come back to get it all. So let's go ahead. People really wanted to see the Bleak Tree house. A little slower, more closer look at everything. So let's do that. Let's take a nice close look at Bleak Tree. Give me a couple minutes. I gotta go to the bathroom, you guys. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we'll come back. We'll take a look at Bleak Tree. Real nice close up view of it. I'll go park myself over there. What is that? What is that? Must be. Oh yeah, it's all there. That's it. This is the one everybody wants to see. So let me go to the bathroom real quick, come back, and we'll go check it out. Be right back, guys. Hokey pokey, guys, I'm back. Sorry it took so long. One of my buddies just stopped by to say hi. He's working on cars in my garage. I let him use the garage to work on some cars. So here we are at my newest build. This is my Bleak Tree Lodge. This build, originally the idea came from a Valheim build that I saw on a Facebook post. Another player was working on a Valheim build. They were doing like a village or something. And, you know, Valheim, the building in it is, you gotta use a lot of parts to build some. You can only imagine the amount of work that they put into their build. And they posted a picture of one of their houses that they did, and it was like an angle just like this. So this is basically all I could see from their build. But the picture of it was enough to inspire me, and I thought, you know, I would love to try and do a build just like that in No Man's Sky. So I just stared at the picture for a while, and I thought of how I would do it. And I started out with the floors here in the front, kind of shaped the patio here, and then did the walls, and then I placed floor panels up here, and then replaced these short walls like this. And got the angle that I was looking for, and then just slowly replaced them around in the shape that I was looking for. And then just kind of, from what I had from the picture, I was just going off of what I had from the picture for the basic shape of the front. And once I had like all the front the way it looked, then I had to just wing it and come up with my own idea for the back. Kind of kept it basic. There was a lot of work putting all that intricacy even in the front. Trying to figure out how to like get the roof without it like clipping through the ceiling too much, you know, on the inside, because I'm really big on doing the interiors, so I don't like having stuff poking through on the inside too much. Hindsight, I probably should have brought the wood beams like all the way across, but I'm at the max parts for this build, so I was trying to be sparing on the parts. I was already using a lot of parts for the infrastructure of the build, the structure itself. But like I said, it wasn't easy building the roof without stuff coming through. You can see how it's coming through right here. Kind of covered stuff up over here. It was all coming through. You can see even in the front here, these roof pieces came all the way through the front. It was kind of hard to get it right out, lined up properly, but I fixed it by putting these little tiny floor pieces on there to kind of make a shelf. Makes it less noticeable. Um, the roof was hard, man. You know, I'm not like a skilled glitch builder like some of the other guys. They're really good with like um, tether glitching and wire glitching and stuff like that. I don't know. I struggle. Maybe I just did struggle in general in life. So I'm trying my best. But yeah, so the main structure itself, you know, that was a lot of work. Uh, Getting all these short walls up here. You can see, you know, I struggled with some of these spots. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it works for me, you know. From a distance, you'd barely notice. You don't even notice. You only notice because I pointed it out, right? These stone ramps used as a roof was an idea that I saw from another YouTuber named Tosk, or I think I saw him on X originally. Tosk is a really talented builder. Did a Studio Ghibli build recently that looks amazing. It's hanging fireplaces here. Did a couple of them. One over here is a smaller one. Kind of don't really see it because there's not really a you know there's not a patio right underneath it. But this one's got a patio, so I'll put a little weird underneath it. Upside down pole to make people see wood burning in there. I really like doing the flower pots. These flower pots, hanging flower pots, are a new addition um, to my catalog. Uh, Player Namaslay has these tiny wires that he was so gracious to come over and drop off onto my base, which allowed me to shrink down some items really small. So these twisted jungle trees, you know, normally that's the smallest that you can make them right there. But with the tiny wires that Namaste gave me, I was able to go a little bit smaller, and that allowed me to create these uh, pots with these plants that glow and hang, and looks really cool. I used them up here as well. These ones aren't hanging, but it still looks cool, especially with these mixed in with these little tassel weeds. Kind of adds a nice little effect, light color effect inside of it. I think really neat. But hanging it was all I did to do it was just stack up a bunch of pots on top of each other until I got to the desired height, and then I put the plants inside of it, and then you can shrink down a supply pipe by shrinking down a wire. Let me see if I can remember how I did this. You shrink down a wire. Oh yeah, okay. And then what you do is you take your pipe out. Take your pipe out and place some pipe down, right? Then you can duplicate it, cache it, or maybe you can just. I don't think you even need to place it down. I think you can just cache it. You just cache the pipe, supply pipe, right? Yeah, you cache the supply pipe. Oh, am I doing this wrong? Of course, right? Sorry. Of course I am, right? Maybe you do have to place it down. Place down some piping. Now I'm having trouble remembering. Okay, did I cache it? Did I cache it or did I cache it before? Yeah, okay. Cache the pipe, and then duplicate your tiny wire, right? And now place one side of your wire where you want it, and then when you come over to wherever you want to have your pipeline at, you use the adjacency glitch, triangle and R2 to place it, and now you have your resized pipeline. You can see the difference in size between these two pipelines here. And then what you can do is, now that you have your pipeline, you can use the resized one to place it however you want, right next to your... I deleted some of my flowers. Damn it. But now you can see how I did it, right? Like these little tiny... do, 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 do. That's it. It's kind of pretty simple, right? It's nice. But that's how I resize the pipeline pipes to make them smaller. Make them look more rope-like instead of those big, huge pipes. Here we got the piano. Piano I made with single side. This is a side panel piece. Pretty simple. I stacked one on top of the other and then deleted the bottom one. And this is the lab lamp, just flipped upside down right next to it. A couple flat panels for the top there and a sideways antenna. You can do the antenna sideways by using the box trick. I call it the box trick. This crate right here, it works great if you want to like things like antennas they can only be rotated in like a 360 fashion like this, which basically does nothing. If you want to rotate its axis, I mean, you can't really do anything. It won't let you. So the box allows you to resize. You can resize with the box. Well, let me go outside. I don't want to mess anything up inside here. Box is neat because you can change its orientation like this. And let's say what you want to do is have an antenna orientated like that. You can place your box first, size your box, shrink it down if you want a small antenna, right? Then you cache your antenna, duplicate your box, adjacency glitch, boom, and now your antenna is in the same orientation and size as the box. Pretty simple. So that's how I do the piece right there that holds up the top of the piano. The legs are upside down stone pillars, and I got them black by doing this. You can go to the decoration and go to something like a pyramid, and then go to the black, right? Back out, and then I go to my box. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to place my box down, just like that, right? And now that's going to save that color. That black color is saved into that box right now. So any item that I cache and then place will be black. For instance, like the support pillar will now be black when you place it, right? But you can orientate this black pillar, but you can't resize it. So what you do is you shrink down your ventilated crate first. And then you cache your pillar. Place your pillar will be black, and then you can put it upside down, and those can be your legs. It's the box trick. That's how I made the piano. Oh, and once again, these flat panels are only possible with the super tiny wires that my buddy dropped off on the base. So if I didn't have those super tiny wires, I probably would have opted for a part like maybe these tech panels, shrink down. Obviously, it's not going to look as clean as the keys that I have, but something to work with until you can find a friend who is on PC who can come drop off those tiny wires for you at your base. Hang on a second, everybody. My wife just walked in the door, so give me 1 second. I gotta help my wife with something. So let's move over to the kitchen area, and I'll kind of talk through what is going. Why does it look like that? What's going on? Why does it look like it? It moved or something. All looks shifted. That's weird. Did I walk away or something? What's going on? Oh, it's not permanent. Why is it doing that all the way through everything? Uh-oh. Oh no. Uh-oh. Something's weird here. Oh yeah, look, my posters are off. Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
I saw your shenanigans. They're awesome shenanigans.
My shenanigans?
Yeah. You went live when I left the house.
Oh, yeah. And you joined in.
Did you see my message?
Yeah, I did.
That was just a word of advice.
Yeah.
So that more players and your content doesn't get restricted. Because you start discussing.
Yeah, okay, that was weird. Now it's back to normal. That was kind of weird. You all saw that, right? The parts were like shifted and some of this stuff was coming through the carpet wasn't there. Oh, weird. Wonder why I did that. Very cute. So yeah, so here's the kitchen. I really like going deep in the details with the kitchen these days. It's one of my favorite parts. And bathrooms too. I really like doing bathrooms. Got a refrigerator here, and this is done with some lockers. Got 2 lockers in the back, and then the flat panels in the front. Got 2 flat panels in the front, and I didn't even shrink down the supply pipes to do the handles. Just normal sized supply pipes. Gives you some handle effects. This little fuel canister on the front serves as like a little dispenser for your water. And then, the new fridges have those shops and stuff now in them, so smart fridges. Got the freezer down below. So, in order to do something like the sink here, I start with the sink. I usually start with a worktop. These worktops are what I use for most of the kitchen. They're like the support for the whole workings of the kitchen. You can see they're up. A couple of them up here. These ones are actually upside down. These were wire glitched up onto the ceiling so that they would be upside down. Took a few tries to get these two to be lined up properly. But yeah, those are basically like the scaffolding for building the kitchen, because then you can put these stone panels, shrink down some stone panels and use those for the countertops, shrink down the wall pieces to kind of make the wood cabinets, short walls, the cups, or the handles. This is the trough. The trough. You put the trough down first, and then build everything around the trough. Things like decorations you want to do last. You know, wall pieces and stuff. They tend to stay. It's like if you delete something, sometimes if you delete something, it can delete other parts. But most of these infrastructure pieces don't really have that issue. So as long as you don't worry about decorations until last. The oven, I always like to put the nutrient processor inside and orientate it so that when you access it, you know, you get a nice view of the kitchen work area, your kitchen surface, so that you feel like you're in there, you're cooking, right? Cooking in the kitchen. This is a really easy, simple oven design. It's this molded lockbox, right? And then all you do is you grab the oscilloscope, whatever this part is that already looks like a oven. Place it in front, right? Bring yourself a little bit down, and then you can bring this piece. Oh, I'm kind of in the way here. See how it's kind of too far out? If you bring yourself down, you can move it back and forth because your center line is underneath that oscilloscope. So then you can put it at a good, so it's not too far out, you know. And then nice wall light just up against the wall. You can flip it backwards or the other, whichever way you want. Ovens, it's a pretty simple thing. Then just put one of these holograms on it and some couple parts on the top. And then for the nutrient processor, if you want to put one inside of there, I use the flag trick to do that. Shrink down a flag, just like this. Grab your nutrient processor, which is over here. Yep, right there. Cache it by pressing triangle and square at the same time. Now that nutrient processor is cached, you can duplicate your flag, and then you do the adjacency glitch to place it. You can, when you adjacency glitch it, triangle and R2 or toggle wire and place wire. At the same time, now you have your small nutrient processor. But the point of the flag, the reason why you use the flag, is because you can 360 rotate it and rotate it inside of wherever you want, right? And then you can adjacency glitch and place it, and now boom, the nutrient processor is inside of the oven. That's the whole point of the flag trick. Shrink down a little timber floor piece for a cutting board. Shovel for a knife. Somebody from Buddies showed me a knife, and I was gonna use it. I never got around to using their design. I'll have to try it out still. These are all shrunken down with super tiny wires. The pipe. The cylinder. There's some decals on the front of it. To do this is really simple too. I mean, obviously you got to have the tiny wires to get these so small. They're normal size. Shrunken down to their tiniest is this big. The normal size is like this big. I hate how big those freaking pine cones are. But if you can get a friend like to bring you some tiny wires on PC, then you can shrink them down even smaller and then just kind of pile them up together, change their orientation all over the place. And just take a bowl. Sometimes you can get it in a spot where it's pretty decent. But if not, your next bet is to do the flag trick. The flag trick will also get that dish in the correct position right underneath all the things. And then a decal over the top of it. Kind of give it some color. Have a bowl of cereal here. I use those tiny wires to shrink down some other things like this is a wall. This is a wall piece that was super tiny now. Some posters kind of put inside of it so that it looks like you got some credit cards hanging out of the wall, a wallet. And the billboard station shrunk down, looks like a little cell phone. Some mineral arches to make a keychain with some keys. Keychain here. Pipe. Some the flag hanging out underneath it. And even just the wood against the wood up here really adds that extra layer of detail. I think for my next base, look, there's a smoke detector. For my next base, I want to figure out a way to make like a soffit for the kitchen and have I want to do the canned lighting in the soffit so that it's not, the lights aren't just hanging through the ceiling here. I might even go an extra layer and do like a normal floor plan where you've got like the space between floors so that stuff like this doesn't happen where I've got stuff coming down through the ceiling. Poster on the wall is easily turned into a framed picture by putting, this is a skylight roof that I had to re-angle to get it like that, but another frame is the glass floor panels. Works great as a frame, but for the tall, like longer pictures, they'll hang out over the top, so I kind of covered it up with one of these wall timbers and some lights over it. A rolled canvas makes a nice candle. Another a table here. Maybe I'll flip the legs on this. I'm trying to figure out a way to make those legs feel less bulky. Use something else maybe. There's another really good build, the Lakeside Manor or Lakeside Mansion maybe. And he's got a really nice table. His table was made. I can't remember if it's the same piece that I'm using here, maybe a different one. but I know that the legs were made from, what is that piece? It's a wood piece. I want to say it's this timber roof gable, and then he's shrunken it down, and then hidden the lower base part so that all you see is just the arch, and the arch is like underneath the table perfectly. It looks super clean. But I hate stealing like exact ideas sometimes. Like, kind of have my own originality with some stuff. So, but it is a really nice design. It looks really clean, cleaner than cleaner than this table, I think. But to each their own. Some people like it, some people don't. The steak on the plate was an idea I got from a player named Namaslay when Mods was doing a big, huge build, um, Buildcraft build. That's just a rock, the red on it. It's really good. Well, can't stand up without going up to the floor above you. This front door is just a sideways power door. I've got the sensor is like in the ground down there, so you have to get pretty close for it to actually open up. I thought about hooking up a doorbell with a bike beat that makes the ding dong sound, but like I said, I ran out of parts. So super tight on parts here. So vacuum cleaner, a little dustpan. This side panel, man, I use it for so many things. Like it's everywhere. Like it's the back of the toilet seat here. It's the um, vacuum cleaner. It's the piano right there. Uh, it's the dishwasher right here. Uh, one of my other builds, I used it as the towel dispenser. Upstairs here, it's used as the PS5. Two of them placed together as the PS5 there. It gets used a lot, that piece there, the side panel. There's some interesting things too. I like that piece. Toilet's got these shrunk down cylinders to look like some extra teepee sitting there. It's my medicine cabinet. I like building these in the bathrooms. Searchable. But you know what I don't have on this one is uh, little knobs, right? Yeah. Totally forgot the knobs. Wow. Can't believe it's been so long without knobs. No knobs on on the medicine cabinet. It's better. Uh, does it look okay on the bottom? Should I put the knobs more towards the middle? Yeah, that's good. Sink. This is a somewhat new sink design where I put the cooking pan on the wall with this spark plug underneath it to kind of give it that. Looks like it's got like a sink drain there. I used to use this. What was it? The light table. I used to use the light table as my mirror piece, but Zombo uses the plate, the vintage dish, backwards, and I've grown fond of it. I like it. I think it looks good as a mirror. You know, it's the best you can really do, I guess. I think it works good as a mirror, so I like it. The shower here is a bunch of stone tiles placed on top of the floor to kind of give that tiled floor, and then the side panels, the flat panels, to kind of give that onyx look. All right, some hardware. You got your hot and cold, and then you've got water comes spraying out of multiple areas. Got a place to sit down, rub one out. This is the guest bathroom of the house. You go upstairs and you got the living room area. Stereo here. The PS5 and the TV. Place to sit down. You got your game. Controller for the TV and the stereo. Speakers, 5.1 surround sound. You got your 4 surround. You got your sound bar in the center and your subwoofer over here. So kind of all surround sound. Sitting at PC over here. Some books made out of various shrunk down wall pieces, wood pieces, stone pieces, alloy. Man, I miss Rise. It's a good game. Some alloy walls. Pen, paperweight. Save your game at the PC. The master bathroom. And I just love the look of it. Putting the tile on the walls and on the floor really adds so much depth to the look of the bathroom. Makes it really feel like a bathroom. Just drop down one of these stone troughs and And then built around the outside with, first I put down these cubes around the outside of it, and then layered the flat panels over the top of that to kind of create this walk-in jacuzzi style bath. Same thing over here. I used the that one piece, the worktop, various sizes. Place the what I start with this, and then I place the sink, and then I build everything around the sink. And then sometimes you'll have to move this piece. You'll have to move it around to kind of like reposition. Like if you want to get the top of the counter, you'll have to reposition it so that now it's at the right size, right? So you can start putting down your flat panels. And that might take a second to really position to get everything the right height. It takes a little bit of work to get it, but eventually you'll figure it out and get the panels around the outside. Little hinges here for the doors, towels on the inside. Bottle is a flask with the flask shrunken down 2 different positions to make it look like a squirt bottle or a lotion bottle. Scale on the ground. The toilet. I love the toilet. It's fleshy. I got this chair right outside of the bedroom because for some reason, I don't have an issue, and a lot of other people don't have an issue either, but for some reason, every once in a while, you get somebody who can't get out of the door right here. It's like an invisible wall that shows up. So I put this chair here so that if it ever happens, somebody's got a way to get out. The chair right there on the outside. This is the bedroom. Little chandelier here. Just put the antenna up on the ceiling, and then a little wood triangle piece. Pretty simple, straightforward. I get questioned a lot about the beds, my beds that I make. Usually I start with the frame, the bed frame first. Shrink down some short wall pieces, these timber wall pieces. The back of this is a barnacle, some rocks at the end. And then the cement bags, you can recolor them using the recolor glitch. And then they work great to use as like cushions and pillows. Then put a little blanket over the tapestry as a blanket over the top. And then a chair on the inside, something to sit your guy down into the bed. Nice comfy spot. And a little radio here with CDs, a CD case, because it's early 2000s again. I shrunk down the appearance modifier and put it on the ground first so that it's kind of like in the carpets, so it's not too noticeable. Now you can come here, change your outfit in front of the vanity. Once again, no mirrors and no man's sky, so this always gotta compromise some things. A little makeup kit for your girl. Some powder. Radiator here. It's an idea from my buddy Mods. I was trying to think of an idea for a radiator, and he's the one that thought of using this ramp like this sideways. And I was like, yeah, that looks great. Instantly can tell what it is when you walk in. It's my little urinal, shrunk down some legacy metal windows, and then shrunk down a Wonder projector. Put a little turtle guy in there. Out back here, these spiral staircases that I do, they're really not too difficult. Um, all you really do is you put down a triangle piece and then slowly free place them one by one up in the direction that you want to go. And when you're all done, you can use these spark plugs, place them up at the corner of each spot, and then a sideways lamp just changes the direction of the lamp. Put them in between each spark plug, and it makes a really nice, aesthetically pleasing staircase railing for the spiral staircase. Underneath the house here, I've got the wine cellar. I shrunk down to storage containers so that when you come in here, you can use as a storage spot. The floor is it's natural because I don't manipulate the terrain in my builds, but sometimes when people come to a build, there's always a chance they go into camera mode, and what happens when you go into camera mode away from you. Oh, sometimes not even just camera mode, just go like build camera maybe. And then you fall through the floor, right? It's happened to everybody. So I've made an escape so that you can get out really easily. I've lost parts. Yeah. I'm using the camera glitch. Oh, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Too bad Mods isn't here. I'd show off his build right now. So yeah, this is my newest build. Happy with the way it turned out. She's my pride and joy at the moment until the next one, right? See what? Well, I'm on this profile. Let's see what else is on this thing. I can't remember. Thank you, Chairwolf. Yeah, that's one of the new things that I added recently was my catalog hanging plants. Take any ideas. Feel free to take any ideas. Most of my ideas are inspired from other builders. This is work in progress. A bunch of my recent stuff that I've built is on other people's computers, other people's bases, kind of like collaborative builds and stuff. So it's kind of like a crapshoot whether or not it's going to be there or not. This is a buddy system that we're going to called Buddy's Hoods. They have a bunch of different builds that they were doing in here, like thanks. They were doing like a hoods theme thing where they were building it like little house neighborhoods and stuff. But I'm not really sure if they kept it. What's going on with it? It's like Drippy Sunrise. I don't see. I bet what's his name? Zombo deleted the Ninja's track is still there. This is where my Fieldcraft is, but that won't show up unless Mods is here. I was hoping that the trailer park was here. Thanks for watching today, Lightning. I'll probably be getting off here soon. And anyways, I was going to go check out one more base I was thinking about. I wanted to see my trailer build that I did at a trailer park. But it doesn't look like it's here. I think Zombo might have deleted it to make space for another build that he was doing. Or not, who knows? before I brought my PS4 file over, I, my main file had maxed out on the 16,000 limit, so I started a new one. Yeah, that part limit, it sure does haunt them. I had hit the 16,000 part limit, so I started a new file. That was before I brought my cross save from my PS4 over. So I didn't really do much on this file, but there's one build that I really liked. You got like 3 other accounts as well. PlayStation accounts with builds on them too. This is one of my cozy houses. This was I dropped this off for somebody. This is like a like a 4-hour build. I can do this one of these cozy houses in like 4 or 5 hours. This was like my practice build to build these little cozy houses. I've built a bunch of them actually. Each time I built one, I kind of like changed things and added things, and we just try to really hone down on details. Back in my early building days, I used to build stuff big and extravagant. Then I'd struggle with filling in details, decorations and stuff. I've got a settlement here that disappeared into the ground. It was underneath here. This settlement is under attack, but we're settlement. Settlement's gone now. Yeah, especially with like the window. What do you call these things? I can't think of what they're called. But
Weather update. Storm clearing.
luckily, the storms are pretty fast on this planet. So yeah, it's just a nice little cozy house. Something not too big, not too extravagant, but a lot of details kind of make it feel homey. The table here. This is before I started putting like countertops and stuff on in my kitchens. I was just starting to do like kind of the wood in the front, and just gotten to this level. Before I used the shrunk down wall pieces, I'd use all these lights for the books, but it really brightens things up so much. Like you can see, there's just so much light in this one spot. It's just stacked up. Another bathroom. Yeah, I got down backwards, huh? Backwards. Put stuff inside of the crates so we can search, collect things. I had big plans for this area. There was a settlement right here, and it disappeared, and I had kind of had to abandon abandon it. It's a beautiful planet, and I really wanted to expand here, but the settlement's gone now, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Settlement's gone, and it's been gone for a long time now. Around the settlements update is actually when it happened, when we got the autophage settlements. Yeah, they really do, man. It was dirty with the updates. Oh yeah, for sure. Floating islands. Feel bad for the people with those. You lose your floating around, or in volcanoes too. If you have a base in a volcano, your whole volcano could disappear. But I can't really like bash the updates that much because the game looks beautiful now, and every time they update it, they bring some quality of life to the game. So it's not too much to complain about. Things like this you can though, like flying away for a minute and coming back and half the base is gone. Fix your game, Sean. Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of beats on this file. That's right. Yeah, me too. What was I going to do? I was thinking about something. Not really much on this file. Just my beats, just a bunch of beats. Different beats I did. I like this. This is a nice beat. Yeah, I've probably put like 200 hours into the bite beats, maybe. I've made quite a few of them. Not as many as like Artisan or Zora Snake, but but a good chunk. A couple hundred hours into bite beats. Yeah, the sequencer you can work on each individual stem. So like each device is its own stem basically. So you get the sequencer for each one, and then you can organize all of the stems individually, and then you can even work on the the synthesizer sound wave itself. It's, for an in-game audio workstation, I mean, it's not horrible. It's not the greatest, but it's a decent digital audio workstation for the in-game for an in-game. Like, this is a pretty good composition. I would say for what they have available for you to use. Thank you. And what's cool about the game is that, especially with the byte beats, is that you can save those byte beats into your library and then put them into a playlist, and then you can could play your playlist while you're flying around. And each save file, you know, I've got different byte beats in them because you only get the 8 slots. So you get 8 songs. You can create 8 songs per save file. So yeah, oh yeah, this save file's got nothing. That's not. I gotta go back to another normal save file. A lot of my bases these days are like my earlier ones. They're kind of like lost causes now because they've lost certain functionalities because of updates or things have kind of like changed them to where they've lost their pizzazz. So I've deleted some bases over the years that no longer are relevant. Yeah, terrain shifts. Yeah, I'd had like a huge settlement base once that one day I came to, and the terrain had completely shifted to the point that it was just like 4 feet underground. So that base got deleted. Yeah, that's a bummer. This city that I built, I haven't had any issues with, and I think it's because of the fact that I waited until I had completely finished all of the settlement um, side quest stuff before building anything around the settlement or in the settlement area. And it's managed to survive multiple updates now without any issues. So I'm feeling really lucky about it, especially with how much work I put into it. It's at probably sitting at around 12,000 parts, but since I used multiple accounts to build it, it's all here and it's all uploaded, so you can see it for yourself. Just got to deal with the rendering issues. How much what? How with the ladder? I think I just free placed it. I think I was just free placing. I'm not sure. Can't remember what I did to do the ladder. Maybe I wire placed it. And it kind of looks like a ruin, but they're floor panels upside down, concrete floor panels upside down, and resized to be bigger. Kind of create that ruin look there, or that I forget what those things are on planets. A little village, and then there's a racetrack done by my buddy T-Bags, and then the city. The city is made up of 3 base computers. Right now, there's only one appearing, which is normal when somebody arrives to this planet. But all 3 will show up. You can get all 3 of them to show up. All you got to do is warp away to another system, warp back 2 extra times to get each one to show up. Here's the glyphs. Like normally the road continues this way. There's more stuff built over on this side. But you have to load in that one of the other bases in order to do that. Having bases that are touching each other, parts that are touching each other, causes an issue where it only loads one base at a time. So you have to warp away to another base or another system and then warp back to get the other bases to force load. So There's a pool there and a Benihana's restaurant, volleyball area over there. The inside of most of the buildings all have decorations that don't show up until you get the other bases to load in. So, like the inside of this has all, it's like the office decorations, like an office and stuff. What I did is I used one base computer to basically like map out the whole infrastructure of the city, do the buildings and the roadways and stuff. And then we used one of my alternate accounts to come in and start placing down decorations within the city. I've placed right here next to the computer just so people know. Warp away, back 2 times to load everything. You know, all of these houses have decorations inside of them. This building here is all fully decorated on the inside. And you don't see any of that stuff until you warp away and come back. The downtown area is this area over here, and then there's a path that connects through a cave right here. It brings you over to the settlement side. And the settlement side, there's a marketplace, fully decorated. You know, the NPCs walk around this whole area, so it's really cool to see it all in action. But my main issue is, even on my PS5, when you've got everything loaded, all 6 bases, because we count this one as well. It's just a little landing pad area up here. But when it's all loaded, all 6 bases, then there's a chance that the game will crash. Especially even on my PS5, it happens. But on my PC, I don't have so much of an issue. It runs really smooth, but my PC is like a beast. It's got 64 gigabytes of RAM and got the 7900 XTX GPU, and it's a beast. So on the PS5, you know, you would expect it to run good. It still runs pretty good, but even the PS5 crashes all the time at this place, when it's fully loaded at least. If your intentions are to use the racetrack, don't load the whole city. Don't do the extra loading. If you want to just use the racetrack, just come and on your first load, go use the racetrack. And if you want to look at the city afterwards, then do those extra loads. Racetrack will run much smoother without the extra 2 bases loaded in. I would stream and use my PC for this, but I'm still so new using my PC. I feel like such a klutz, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Hitting the wrong buttons. Such an amateur when it comes to PCs. But I wanted to make sure that I had a really nice PC, because I'm trying to learn how to use Unreal Engine to build. I want to build my own game. Use my artistic skills to create some stuff. So, gonna create some 3D assets, build my own. I've got an idea for a game that I want to create. So I've got to get more comfortable using the new PC that I built. Teabag's racetrack. Yeah, I downloaded Blender, so I gotta get used to using that. It's hard adjusting, especially at my age. I'm not even that old. I'm almost 40, 39. Thank you. Now I do feel young. You're right. Well, guys, I've been on for a while. Most of what I showcased should still be available in my live. Earlier when I was here, I had everything loaded and the game crashed, so I set it up as a part 1 from earlier stream, and part 2 is this part. So I tried to showcase as many bases as I could from stuff that I've built. Give me a second. So if you missed anything and you wanted to see some of the other builds that I showcased, they should be available in the live from today. If you got any questions, feel free to message and comment anything you need. I would be more than happy to help. I'm going to put my game code up for a second so people can see my friend code if you feel like adding me at any point. There it is. There's the friend code. Thank you everybody for watching today. And I got some ideas for some future builds. And I can't wait to get those started and share those as usual. Thanks everybody. See you later.